Hey everybody, it's been a fun day. First off, I got another really big donation. It's from the same guy who sent it to me I think a week ago. Thank you so much. You alone can fund me for this project, I should say, for 2 or 3 more months easily. I gotta catch up on that, but a few things to talk about today. Number one, these guys right here. These are the inserts, which should have been one solid piece for the interior ceiling panels. I tried making a die and a punch and whatnot, and it didn't work out. I tried everything. I tried lubricating it, doping, thinner metals, thicker metals, and it just, I got them to be pretty close, but the amount of metal finish that would have involved, I just said, heck with it. So I went ahead and bought these units. They're 6 inches in diameter. I got them for $1.57 a piece. You can't beat that with a stick. Let's go see what's going on over here. It's a mess. On the community on YouTube, I put that I was working on this, I believe. Those are the, I hate having to rip out things that I took so long to design and build, but we learn as we go. The humidity today is 57%, and it is 56 degrees. Where do we start? I guess we'll start right here. Windshield wiper blades. These are the exact size. They're not the exact part number, but they're very, very close. I mean, it's the same design, and it allows the blade to flex to run on the canopy. They look identical. They're 18 inches, just like the real deal. Hopefully I can get the information. Well, I know I'll get it. It's just a matter of when, of exactly what these look like, the wiper arms. I have the part number for this, and I've looked up and down all over the internet, and I can't find anything close to them. Nothing. And anything that even comes within a light year of it is extremely expensive. So I'm just gonna have to build them. It's no big deal. It's basically two. There's like a junction up here with a screw, and then there's another one that comes down here. It's so, now I'm not gonna confess that I'm a windshield wiper expert. I'm not. Just based on my understanding is you need an actuator gear in here that allows this just to do this motion here, because that's it right there. You had one for the pilot, and you had one for the aircraft commander. So you have to find, I guess I don't know. This is all guesswork. You got a motor, which is about as big as my hand, and then you've got not a transformer, or a transmission, I guess you'd call it. So motor, transmission, and then it's got to link up. I'd love to get these working on a 28 volt system, but motors on eBay, and then transmissions, I mean, they're asking like $500 and $300. Times that by 2. And then, of course, you're going to have stuff that makes this stuff work that you don't see and I don't know about, or vice versa. So these are probably going to be static. It would be great to find something close to it so I can put some substance in here, because I'd like to have as much original looking equipment, or as original equipment as possible. But we do have these. Of course, the early model B36s, A through F, they had a different, it was not a compound unit, it was a single unit. I guess this was like a pre-bent blade. It didn't have this complicated. However, the arm was more complicated. Instead of having 2 smaller pieces, it had one big piece that had a joint here. But that's not applicable to what I'm doing, so. Okay. Let's go to the inside first. Earlier I showed you those cups And that's what a finished product looks like up there. The cups are exactly 6 inches in diameter. The hole saw that I got was 5.5, so that leaves me a 1/4 of an inch on each side, give or take, you know, a 1/16 of an inch, you know, based on the performance of the hole saw. So that's what they look like on the outside. I got to put these spacers in here because there's just nothing to rivet to. But once I get them painted up, get those stickers off there, they should look great. Yeah, I don't know if the real B36 had like some insulation up in there or not. I guess that's probably a question we're never going to be able to answer unless somebody wants to rip the, somebody with a late model B36 wants to rip the canopy skin off there so I can see what's going on. I'd appreciate it greatly, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I think I pointed out my C13 thermometer up there. If not, I like that thing. I think it looks cool. So that's what he looks like. On the real B36, they would not be protruding. They would be flush, these edges. But I think it just gives it a nice finished look. Better than having to sit here and finish all that. I don't know. I'll probably do one to see what they look like and compare the two. But I mean, I think that looks great given the fact that it's going to be covered up shortly. All right, let's go to the outside and show you what I've been doing. Now, this is where it gets kind of fuzzy with the pictures and measurements that I have, is what lives here exactly. I know based on pictures from here on the other side, I can see what goes on, and I know that this longitudinal goes like that, and this base frame longitudinal goes like that. I can also see that this one here will be level with the aircraft, and this one up here bends down. So they're targeted pretty accurately, although I'm gonna have to bend things in. So this is what I am working on right now, or what I will be working on. Getting this tied in here and mounted, getting these capped. They'll be capped with 1 1/4 inch steel, and they just won't have the holes in them. Just put like standard rivets in there, I guess. Again, I'm flying pretty blind on that. There's really no way I could get in there, but it's really close. But you're not going to be able to, you know, do a side by side because they're going to be kind of off. Okay, the hard thing that I did today is I made these guys right here. That's a piece of 3/4 inch bar welded to a 1 inch bar, and then rounded, and you got a 1/4 inch bolt in there. This is just something that I could see kind of like that. I really don't know how this attached. Mine's heavily full seam welded up there. Very high temperature. It's not going anywhere. From there, there's going to be a yoke, like a yoke that goes like this, and then a yoke that goes the other way, because how it mounts to will be like that. So you have to go from that to that. So that's why you gotta have a yoke going that way and a yoke going the other way. So every one of these guys, mind you, this is something I've just learned relatively recently. It is something I wish I would have known the day I started this canopy, or the day I started taking this canopy seriously. But here we go. So every one of these laterals has a point where it mounts somewhere to the fuselage. There, 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 there. So if you count it, there's 6. So you got 6 here, 6 on the other side. So there's 12. Now, I do have exceptionally clear pictures of what these look like. This one will be just a basic triangle with that double yoke here. I'll post a picture on the community. Maybe one of you guys that knows exactly what these things are called. Somebody mentioned that it's called like a double clevis. That pointed me in the right direction. I would love to know if these are AN standard parts, something that I could find on eBay or whatnot, instead of having to build them. But it's not going to be a problem building it. But simple triangle here with the, we'll call it a clevis. And then this one here, actually these three, 1, 2, 3, the piece comes down like so, and then goes like that. So there's going to be a hole in it, and it's going to be like a half an A, or an A that goes down in. Unfortunately, I don't have a B-36 that I can go inside and rip, you know, into the side of the flight deck and get down there to see exactly how these mount. I just know that there is no evidence of rivets or anything. They go straight down through the fuselage skin here and there on all three of these. As much as I would love to duplicate the B-36, I'm probably just going to rivet them on the outside, maybe from up under the inside if I can get to it. If not, they'll be there, they'll look good, and that way I can say the entire canopy is mounted relatively proper to the original or comparable. So just to review, the way that the canopy mounts is you got these stringers back here, and each one of the longitudinal rivets. So you've got, let's count the mounting points here for you really diehard B-36 canopy fans or enthusiasts, whatever you call us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, other side, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and up here to these 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 mount points. So every lateral and every longitudinal is mounted to the fuselage, to sum that up. Whew. The good news is once I get all these things done, for these big A-frame, half A-frames, I got that really nice 1/4-inch aluminum to build all those with. But once these are done, I will have no reason to have these exposed anymore. And I'm going to face that here, that as well. So if this is what I think, which this is based on, the entire back of the aircraft is based on the height of bulkhead 3.0, which I know is like 38 inches from like the apex to the flight deck floor. As long as these clearances are good, I should be able to finish all of this and really look into, you know, bringing this down a little bit more and then building that curve, you know, all the curves around this thing, because I got the English wheel. So something to look forward to in the future. I got 13 of these guys on hand, and the balance is coming from China, so they won't be here for 3 to 6 weeks. So we're gonna have to pause on the ceiling, which is not a problem. There we are. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll see y'all next time.